Hello everybody, welcome to Latte with Lynda, afternoon edition, almost late afternoon edition, and I've got my book and I've got a list of things that I'm going to talk about. Now it may sound very noisy in here, I might look a mess, but you know what, mess is good. Flour, making bread, which was not on the plan, but I'm just going with it, I'm just going with whatever comes up, literally. Oh, hello Emily. And so yeah, just doing whatever, and I'm actually going to have a nap because I had my breakfast this morning. Well, it was late this morning, and right after breakfast I thought, I'm hungry, so I decided to have some more food, and I did a little medley thing, which was roasted peppers. So I'd already, in fact, let me show you this jar. These are peppers that I have roasted with garlic, olive oil, salt, pepper, absolutely divine. So I had that with hummus, had some hummus. I made bread rolls the other day, and so I toast them, and then you just rub garlic on them and olive oil, and then you've got garlic bread. So that, and some leftover halloumi. So I mean, it didn't look a lot. In fact, half of it's still on the plate, absolutely stuffed. And then of course I started to fall asleep, so I think the afternoon or the events of today have been cut short. Now I know why all of this is, because at the weekend I was at an event, and it's all about the inner work, as I've been talking about last few months, weeks, years. We've been on a journey, haven't we? And so this was all inner work, ancestral, all of that kind of stuff, and I just cried every day, Well, you've got to let it out. This is the thing. It comes up, cry it out. And somebody was telling me, when you cry, everybody, don't be doing silent tears. I mean, I don't know who does silent tears. I certainly don't. Let it out. So now I've completely forgotten what I was going to tell you about that. So imagine being in this room. In fact, if you check out my post from yesterday about ink, magical, that was it. The title of this is Yickety Yak Magic Crack. Crack as in Irish, fun, frivolity, entertainment. And so imagine being in a room with all these amazing is not, it's not good enough. It's just not enough to describe the energy and the presence of these women. There was one man. Hello, Neil, if you're watching. You're welcome. It was basically, so I wonder if it's better just to say being in a room of feminine energy, divine feminine energy, where they literally were so magical and so spiritual and so gifted. It was, things like light language. I have no idea how it happens, but they were talking light language, a couple of them, and really mirroring and reflecting back, and holding space, all of that kind of stuff. And they'd say, I've just had a download, or Laura would say, I've just had a vision. And I went home. This was on the first evening, so the first part of it was an evening, 6 till, it was Friday night basically, a few hours, 3 hours on Friday night, and I left thinking, well, that was very wonderful, but I'm not hearing anybody, nobody's speaking to me. Hello, where are you? Where are my people? Can you kind of be less cryptic? Anyway, so can't remember what my dream was. However, as I'm waking up, so there are various stages of sleep. May have discussed this before. Various stages. So as you're going into your dreamscape, that's called the hypnagogic state. So that says, and if you consciously dream, so that is that you are aware as you go into sleep, you will feel yourself literally being sucked into like your dream. It's like being sucked into a vortex. It's a really lovely sensation actually. It's that just as you fall asleep. So if you are a conscious sleeper, dreamer, then you will be aware of that. So that is the hypnagogic state. Now, when you come out of your sleep. So very often that will be in the morning as you're coming out of sleep. So this is the final phase of your sleep. It's called the hypnopompic state. And again, so both states are really powerful because they're very suggestive. You can be in a very suggestive state. So it's really good times to meditate in a sense. And that's why if you're a conscious dreamer, then being able to harness that is really powerful. And I know that there are different, there's theta, there's alpha. So I suspect that these states are probably alpha or theta. They're very powerful anyway. So back to the story. So I'm waking up. I'm in the hypnopompic state, and suddenly there's a conversation. I'm party to a conversation. In fact, it's one of the women in that room of incredible beings. But I wasn't sure who it was. Just knew that she had long hair. That's all I was aware of. And she says, well, my guides tell me, or my guides are telling me, because this is what it was like. People say, oh, my guides are saying this and this, that, the other. My guides are telling me that I have a daily supply of ink. Now, my first thought was comparisonitis. Oh, right, okay. Well, I haven't got any ink, and I've got no guides, and nobody's telling me anything. This is not fair. And then the next thought was, well, ink. I didn't see anybody in the room with ink. That's really weird. What does ink mean? So I started to mull over all the possibilities of what ink meant. Then I decided that when I got back to day 2, which was a full day, I'd just stand up before they started and said, excuse me, everybody, random question. Does anybody in the room have any ink? And just see what the response was. Anyway, it didn't happen that way, because when I arrived a little bit late and everyone was drinking coffee, so I grabbed some coffee and some nibbles and I started talking. And then the next thing, that Laura tinkles her bell and it's time to start. So I found a seat, sat down and turned to look towards Laura. And as I did, there was an ink bottle on the table. On the table, on the row of desks, just to my right, which I had never seen before. I had no idea anybody in the room had any ink or had an ink pen. So I spoke to Melinda. Melinda's writing a book. She's got one book out called Sacred Selling, and her next book is called God Doesn't Make Mistakes. I believe that is the correct title. Must tag her. So there you go. So I did. I had a download, but it was via other people, and still don't know what ink might mean. So then this was just the funny thing. So after that, mulling over what ink might mean. It can mean tattoos. It can mean all kinds of things, can't it? And the other thing is, so then Melina. Don't call her Melinda. It's Melina. Melina is reading a Michael Connolly book. Oh, I love Michael Connolly. And she's reading The Lincoln Lawyer. And in it, there is a passage all about ink. And in that, ink refers to being known, being recognised, and fame. And this is one of my things, the comparisonitis. Not feeling seen or heard or noticed or recognised. So there you go. So there was comparisonitis. Now, if I'm just looking up at my guides, my people, and if you could just come to me and give me some clarification, thank you very much. So that was one thing. So then the next thing that happened, this always happens when I go to these events and connect with these people. There's always things that happen. I see things or I hear or something happens, and there's huge, powerful, magical synchronicities. So I have a dream, and I've written it in my dream diary, which is over there. And basically, Laura, my mentor coach, came and she looked down at my feet and she said, "Oh, we need to get you back into your body. You're not in your body." And then I went to speak to Laura. I said, because it was so real. I said, did we have this conversation? And she said, no, I had the conversation with your coach. Isn't that interesting? So I'm jumping and skipping, and yes, I can see I need more attention is required. So, now this is the other thing that happened. So this is on my list. So the event was really, really powerful, and I will do a testimonial. I have to figure out what I'm going to say, because as you know, I can talk for Britain, and I'm sure she only wants a few seconds, and we could be here all year, because it was incredible, and it really is so important. On my journey of safe spaces, so this is where it all began, in a sense, a few years ago when I wrote a blog called Safe Spaces, and I was interested in how it resonated with so many people, and it's that search for safe spaces and not realising that you don't feel safe. And I said it before, actually, when Brittany was on a few weeks ago, hopped onto the live. Loves everything I do, and it's not about feeling physically attacked, but it's more about not feeling safe to be your true authentic self in that space. And so one thing I was thinking about, why it's so important to decolonize yoga, because it's, in many spaces it lacks the spirituality that it is. So that was very interesting. So I've gone off on a tangent, haven't I? So let me get back to what I was going to say. Just as well, I've got my little book. My little khaki green. Living Abundance Mastermind. This is the book for it. And so the other day, I thought to myself, because I've got a new podcast coming out. I'm not going to tell you what it's called yet. I was going to, but there's the music. So the other day I thought to myself, I know what music I want for the podcast, but the people that I asked about how much it would cost me to use it have never responded. This is now a long time ago. It wasn't for that particular podcast, it was for something else I was doing. So this is like 6 to 12 months ago. However, at the event on Sunday, one of the women, Priscilla Anderson, no more, no less, offered to sing as Cinnamon played the drums. She's a sound healer, beautiful. Anyway, so Priscilla opened her mouth, and there's the music for my podcast. Literally, what I am looking for is not so much words as the sound of somebody singing without the words. Because the podcast is focused around the lived experience of black women in particular, but it will resonate with everybody. It will resonate with anybody who feels like they're the only one. Anybody who feels that they don't quite fit in, it will definitely resonate. And there's the music. So this is fantastic. So I went up to her and I said, and she's going to be a guest on the podcast, absolutely. Priscilla Anderson. I don't know if she's on the socials, but yeah. And she said I could use it, and she just says go onto YouTube, and it's there. So that was all great, but I've come up with a little bit of a technical problem, in that it's not on YouTube where I can access it. Yes, I can see it, but technically, I have to get it off YouTube onto my recorder. And the thing is, because the way I access music at the moment is I use the YouTube studio audio, so it's not there. So the next step is to work out how to get it from where Priscilla has it to the YouTube studio, so then I can download it onto my apps and things and run with the podcast. Because I really wanted to put up my artwork. It's not really artwork, and then playing around with it, and the music. as a little teaser. I'll get there. So moving forwards really. And then today, I want to mention my coach Claire, because I missed half of her session, but it's all right, it's recorded. And everything she said, it was really strange how you can ask a powerful question to yourself. Talking to yourself is grossly underrated. I do it all the time. And it seemed that in that room the other day, at the weekend, a lot of the other women did as well. It's good for you. And so in a conversation with me, myself and I was asking about, it's about visibility, I think. It's about recognition. And my coach said, well, if you do this, this, and this, and if you're not doing this, and I'm not doing, there's quite a lot that I'm not doing. And this has answered my question. So now Lynda gets to do that. So that was the next thing. So celebrating lots and lots of amazing, amazing women. So Laura Waldman and Claire McPherson. Absolutely. 2023, I think it was. I clearly put out a distress signal. And it was a cry for people like me to see and hear me, and up they pop, and literally these women have been popping up left, right and centre, so it's amazing. Very grateful. Did I tell you I'm making bread? Yeah, I'm making bread. That's why the flour all over me. I've told you about the food, and listening to myself. So as I said, I don't know if I did mention that I'm poop scooped. But not poop scooped as in dog poop scoop. I'm just exhausted. Well, not exhausted. I don't want to talk myself into anything. I just think I am processing the energy that has come up and needs to be released, so that the other energy can come out and shine. And that's actually very tiring. And that was interesting, actually. I know me and my friend June, we're joined at the hip, talk to each other many times a day, generally on chat. And I said that on Sunday when I got home, my hips, it was as if I'd done some kind of a workout. The whole of my hips, from the groin all the way up, right to the sides, past the hip flexors, right to the sides, so the whole hip joint hurt like I've never even felt it before. And then it was gone. It's really interesting. Listen to your body, everybody. Listen, and sometimes it just wants you to know that it's there. And then it was gone. And remember, we store a lot of emotion in our hips. So I released a lot. I'm going to be able to do the splits at this rate, aren't I? I think that's it really. Listening to myself. So that is one of my, that is my action point, to listen to myself. And so I'm going back and I will be listening to some of my Latte with Lynda's, because there's some gold dust in there that needs to be repeated or shared or put into something. Maybe I'll just turn it into a book. The gentle art, that could be part of the gentle art of being brilliant. Gentle art of doing nothing, the gentle art of being brilliant, or it could be part of the gentle art of being me, myself and I. You see that sweat on my lip? It's very hot in here. It's getting hard in here. Right, I've seen that one before. I'm cheating, I know. I'm going to have another shuttle. I've just seen one I liked. And it's gone. I'm going to go for this one. No, I'm going to have another shuffle. Didn't feel right. Just take what comes on top. There we are. Had this one before. Clearly it wants me to have what we've already had. Fear is healed by love. It's back to front, everybody. So we're going to rewire our neural pathways by reading backwards. As we consistently let go of resisting our fears and allow them to be surrendered, the energy that was tied up in the fear is relinquished and now becomes available to shine forth as the energy of love. So as I was saying, so you're releasing all of these negative energies, and this says here, it creates space to shine forth as the energy of love. Wonderful. Right, Soul Tribe, that's it from me. Hopefully I've been briefer than usual. You're amazing, as usual. Oh no, there was things I wanted to talk about. So, at the moment, as you know, I do a 7-minute workout on Facebook. I have now turned my Facebook profile into a professional profile, which means that I can now do the workout live on my Facebook professional profile and cross post. So it will be live on my Info and Hot Pilates page as well. And I'm also going to be, this is all part of my own fitness accountability. So as part of my routine, my daily practice of meditation and all of those kinds of things, I'm introducing yoga. So I will be doing, and I will just be live. So I'm not teaching anybody. So if anybody wants to join, absolutely welcome. I will be doing some kind of yoga. So I think I will start with my Bikram and maybe have Bikram every other day, and then in between some little vinyasa thing. And I'll just do those live, and I will be practicing for me, and maybe I'll introduce some yin, because I have taught yin and I'm a yin teacher. So lots to go on, everybody. But I had a Google. So I had a Google before I go, and because I thought people keep talking about downloads, and I know what they mean, but I don't really know what they mean. So I had a Google, and it's insight. It's like an epiphany. So I've had a download, everybody. This is what I'm gonna start using. I'm gonna own this language. So the download was saying, Lynda, go live with your yoga as well as your fitness, and it will be up and there. And the other thing is, there's a lot coming out now. Another download. So the other thing is, I get messages. Please do not worry about if you keep commenting. I love it. I love to hear from you. Because Kim, bless her, she's not on these socials. She's on my YouTube. And she said, I don't like to keep commenting, because I wanted to know how she's progressing. And she is progressing. And she mentioned that she was struggling with planks. And she said, push-ups. She said, I want to be able to do push-ups like you. So please do drop in my in the comments if there's anything from that 7-minute workout. If you're following the 7-minute workout, I'll put it on my Facebook pages and profile. If you're following that 7-minute workout and there's anything that you're kind of not so much struggling with, but you want to know more about, and ways to actually 10x it and maximize it, then let me know, and I'll do a little video, or I'll do something. So for example, today, and this was a download actually, at the end of the workout, I normally just say what we've done, but for some reason I was called to actually do a demo of a plank and the things to do. So I will do that. I'll do more of those. So let me know what you would like. Soul Tribe, that's it from me. We're done. Just looking over here. 1 hour, 1 minute till the next batch of bread roll dough. Till the next batch of dough is ready. And I've got production line on. So when that comes out, I've already got my flour measured out, the butter, sugar, everything is ready to go. And then that's another batch, and then cool them and just chuck them into the freezer, and a whole load of bread there. Now I know I've got the sourdough. I need to breathe through that one and get on and make some sourdough bread. Having never made it before, having attempted to make a sourdough starter, which was a disaster, complete and utter disaster, I haven't done it again. However, we've got to breathe through it, and we've got to tell ourselves we can, we will, we are powerful beyond belief, and anything I put my mind to, I can do. So of course I can make sourdough bread, can't I? I mean, my bread rolls are award-winning. So a bit of sourdough, yes, I can do this. I've got it, I'm going to do it. Right, Soul Tribe, that's it from me. The longest goodbye, I was saying goodbye about 50 minutes ago. Soul Tribe, thank you. You're amazing. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I get you, I've got you, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Sending lots of love. Bye.